In one moment, a gift most humans never receive in a lifetime.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Bob Lutz.
It makes me feel invigorated. Does that make any sense? Man, I get up in the morning and I'm not going to sit around wondering what I should do.
I like where this is going. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Jeff Lutz.
It would probably go me, and then you probably second, and then me again, you again, and then Bob. Bob coming in at a distant fifth.
Oh, shocking. Monstrous.
And Jason Duda. For today, anyway.
Oh, I got to do this today. I got to get this done. I got to do this. I got to get this. I got to do this.
Sitting is not good. Where for me, sitting is great.
I hear you loud and clear.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Are you ready? Let's go!
All right, we are back. Hour number 2, the Bob and Jeff Show. KFH Radio, Bob Lutz, Jeff Lutz, Jason Duda, along with the three-man booth today. Max Power in the East Wichita studio. The phone number, 869-1240, the IHOP hotline. We welcome your call. Although this show has become...
We got a bunch of calls Tuesday.
Oh, the show must have been not very good, huh?
Flooded.
That's when you get calls, when people know that the show needs something.
No, they wanted to participate. They were into it. They wanted to, get our thoughts on things, kind of rub elbows with a couple of pros. And it's what happened.
Why'd they call that show?
I was there. That's why.
That's
it.
Why. Well, there you go. If that's what you guys choose to believe, then I'm all for it.
That's right. That is absolutely correct.
Because I want you to be confident in your abilities. Because I got to admit, they're a little shaky for me.
No surprise.
I can't find the picks from last week.
Well, you did poorly anyway, as I try to sit up on this chair.
I had them, and then all this...
No, your math was bad. Max has them.
Yeah, but Max makes a lot of mistakes.
Well, you make a lot of mistakes.
No, I don't
apparently.
make a lot of mistakes.
Okay, well then find the picks and add them up.
I'm looking for them, but I can't look for them now. We're going to pick 9 games today.
9?
I'll find my picks, Max, and we'll get back to you.
I mean, I like your picks because I got more points in yours than I did in Max's, but just want it to be on the up and up is all.
And this is why I get pencil whipped every year. Right here. This is it. This is it. This is why. And then you guys just make up numbers and say that's where you're at.
Well, keep track of your
I don't
own
make
stuff.
up numbers. You're just not very good at picking games. I mean, at some point, you got to look in the mirror.
Not a chance.
And admit to yourself that this whole KU thing has been a disaster for you.
I talked to KU Pat on Monday. We had a chat. He called the show. We had
Tuesday.
Was it Tuesday?
Yeah.
What day's today?
I don't know.
So anyways, this week when KU Pat called, we had a good chat. We're good. We're all good.
Well, I mean,
he knows that I'm going to end up winning this, and it was probably good that I gave you guys extra wins and points.
No, is that what he said?
Big deal. That's basically
there you go again, putting false words in somebody's mouth.
Yeah, he never said any of that.
That's how I saw KU Pat's conversation that he had with myself.
You don't see a conversation, you hear one.
Well, and maybe it's because I'm from Canada, because I could see it.
You know why I'm upset at you today?
Oh, this is good.
Oh, here we go.
I can't wait.
Because you haven't said anything about the force of nature that was going to cause
destiny?
Force of the universe that was going to cause the Arizona Diamondbacks to win the World Series.
That I told you were wrong about.
I wasn't wrong.
What do you mean you weren't wrong?
What are you getting at?
There were so many things from 2001 that lined up. The games were played on the same day in the World Series. George Bush threw out the first pitch. Diamondbacks pitcher hit a bird. The All-Star game was in Seattle. It was lined up. And I said, well, that just means the Diamondbacks are going to win. And Jason, was that who you're picking? I said, no, that's who's going to win. And here's why it didn't happen, because the series didn't go 7 games. It was supposed to be the same. If it had gone 7, then Arizona would have won. So it's
If it had been
it's
the
different.
same, they would have got to 7 games.
Yeah.
So everything you were spouting that day was just asinine.
So if it had gone 7, then we could start talking about it. But it didn't, so we can't.
Remember when all the hubbub where all the free agent shortstops were available? Who were they? You had Corey Seager.
Baez was on there.
Baez and Correa
Turner.
and who?
Turner.
Yeah, you had all
Lindor,
those,
I think was.
all those guys, and they're all fine players. Some of them are superstar players, but Corey Seager has stood out above the rest in a stark way.
Yeah, him and Turner.
No,
I would
Corey
say
Seager's been
Turner's-
better than Trey Turner.
But
Because
Not
he does
by a
more
whole
things.
lot. Well,
I'd say a pretty
Trey
significant
Turner's
amount.
faster. I mean, he does some things. Corey Seager has more power.
Corey Seager's better defensively. Corey Seager has more power, as you said. I think Corey Seager is maybe the best player in the game.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, he's just dynamite.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he's in the discussion.
Fine.
There are others in the discussion. Shohei, you'd have a hard time moving him off that spot. Bryce Harper, who I'm extremely high on.
Betts, Acuna.
But I think Corey Seager's in the top 5 for sure.
All right.
Do you disagree?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it. He's right there. He would have won AL MVP if not for Shohei. So, I mean, it's not like it's a crazy thought, but you're just so reactionary. It's so...
No, I think I've always thought that. I think Corey Seager is dynamite. He was the star of the World Series, bar none.
Of course.
And that's not easy to do. He plays well on that big stage. He seems to me to be an extremely focused guy, comfortable in his skin, assured of his talent. He's in that realm right now where, what is he, 28, 29 years
29.
old? He's going to be right there for a good long time, and that's why I think Texas is in a good place.
The numbers are pretty similar between him and Seager. Or between him and Turner.
Who and Seager?
Turner.
Well, I don't care about Seager. Or I mean Turner.
Well, I'm just telling you.
I'm not talking about Turner.
Okay, you don't have to.
You were making the assumption that he's like one of the best, if not the best right now. Jeff's giving you numbers that maybe say otherwise.
Yeah, it's...
I mean, that's what you were asking for.
It's not as stark of a difference as you might be led to believe. Trey Turner started his career basically in 2016.
How old's Trey Turner, and who are you, the Secretary of State? I'll handle my own arguments.
He's 30.
He's 30.
And he didn't play a full season until he was 25.
Corey Seager's 29. What's Trey Turner? What was his OPS this year?
Well, his OPS this year wasn't that great.
What was it?
778.
1013.
Great. Played a lot fewer games too.
Don't care. He played 119 games. He had 42 doubles, 33 homers. You extrapolate those numbers out over 150
Yeah, he had a great
games.
year.
I mean,
but we're talking about
they're not even in the same ballpark.
We're talking about careers. And Trey Turner's has been just as good, if not better, than Corey Seager.
What's Trey Turner's OPS plus?
121.
134.
Great.
Well, yeah, greater. That's my point. That's all I said. I didn't say Trey Turner was a bad player. He's a very good player. All I said was, Mr. Secretary, is that Corey Seager's a better player.
Okay, but
Trey Turner.
Since 2019.
Wait, let the Secretary speak.
No, I need more information. Please, Jeff.
Hits. Career.
1,019.
1203 for Turner. Batting average.
292.
296 for Turner. Homers. Did we do that?
Homers. 170.
150 for Turner, who's not as much of a power hitter. Steals.
Well, that's not Seager's game.
Well, how many?
That's not Seager's game. Don't even want
home runs aren't really Turner's game.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
They both hit second in the order.
Fine, doubles.
Doubles, 230.
226. Triples.
Triples. Again, speed, not the game.
Okay, well then
13.
there's not been not the game that we've talked about with Trey Turner. I haven't said, well, that's not his game about anything except power, sort of. 41 WAR for
I don't care about WAR.
Yeah, of course you don't. Value he doesn't like.
Don't care. Don't care about WAR. It's kind of been disproven.
No, it hasn't.
Doesn't mean a thing. 32.
33.6.
Remember, Seager a year younger. I'd
Right,
take
and-
Seager.
Good.
And you can have Trey Turner.
Maybe I
And
will.
he'll go on never winning.
Talking about. He's been in the World Series. He's won a World Series. That's what a dumb thing to say. What even never winning?
All right.
Well, he's got a point on you there.
Yeah, he won a World Series. He won a World Series, but Corey Seager was the MVP of 2 World Series.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
No, that's more than fine. That's monumental. That's the stuff that stays with you. When people are, like we talked about earlier in the show, who are the 4 players who have been 2-time World Series MVPs? They're all icons of the game. Reggie Jackson, Bob Gibson, Sandy Koufax, and now Corey Seager. Dead air from the secretary.
Why do you keep calling him the
secretary?
secretary?
Not because he's acting like he's some ambassador here.
Well, I'm just
some middleman.
I'm depicting between each one of your arguments. That's what I'm doing right now.
Well,
you just made a good case. I was waiting to hear a rebuttal from Mr. Jeffrey.
Corey Seager had a better year than Trey Turner. There's no question.
That is true.
Their careers have been pretty similar.
That is also true.
And it's hard. I'd probably take Seager. But I don't think that's set in stone. Trey Turner could come back and be
Trey
amazing
Turner's
next
a very, very good player. Corey Seager's a superstar on the biggest stage. What you've never taken into account
here we go.
in all your years as a baseball person is that how much the World Series and the postseason matter. For legacy, it's huge.
Oh, great.
What's Trey Turner's postseason numbers?
703 OPS. He's not been awesome.
858 for Seager. Ambassador, I'll go back to you for one more comment.
If it comes to this year, it's pretty cut and dry. Seager wins. But overall, it's a little closer than I think you're giving it credit for, Mr. Bob.
19 career postseason home runs in 78 games.
Yeah, he's great.
I believe that 19 is first or second. All time?
It's like 7th or 8th.
No, I think it's higher than that.
No, Altuve's second. I don't remember who's first.
I think Altuve has what, 21?
26, something like that, 24.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Many more games, though, right?
Probably.
Anyway, I think I've clearly made my case. And frankly, it's all I need to do.
Yep.
Seager's tied for 6th.
We'll take a break. We'll come back and make a lot of picks. Max Power will join in. We'll see how we do. A lot of interesting games. Good week in the NFL, finally. Like several big games.
Yeah, but they're kind of spread out too. So yeah, I would agree. I would agree. You got the morning game with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Then you got Buffalo and Cincinnati, late game Sunday.
Good. It's a good week.
It's a good week, except tonight's game.
We'll make the picks next. The Bob and Jeff Show, KFH.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
All right, let's get to our picks. Here's where we are after 9 weeks. Jeff is in the lead at 167 points. He's 39 and 33.
Thank you.
He is number one. Next in the points, yours truly at 166, but I'm only 35 and 37 in my picks. Max at 160 points. He's 38 and 36 overall. Dudes 33 and 39, 144 points.
Making up
Right
ground.
where you want to be.
Making up ground, boys.
We start in the SEC with a game I find interesting. Missouri, which is feeling pretty darn good about themselves, on the road to play the number one Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia, a 15.5-point favorite against a one-loss Missouri team that is trying to prove something under Eli Drinkwitz. I'll start this one. It is with extreme caution that I picked Missouri to make this game at least a little more competitive than the 15.5. I like the Tigers in this one for 3 points. Jeff.
15.5. Come on. What are we talking about here? We're talking about Missouri. We're talking about the two-time defending national champions. Let's be real. Georgia for 9.
Georgia for 9.
Yes.
I hope that comes back to bite you.
13 and 3 might say otherwise.
Duda?
Well, let me tell you, Drinkwitz will be wanting a few drinks after the game. They are going to get destroyed.
This is not the Georgia of the past 2 years.
It's going to be bad. I'm not as high on this game as Jeff, but I got Georgia for 5.
I just don't. I have not seen Georgia play to the level that would make me pick them to cover a game with this spread. I haven't seen it. They're good. They're not what they've been. Max.
The bright red Georgia clay is too much for Mizzou. Georgia for 9. I'm with Jeff.
You clowns.
Easy.
What do you mean?
We heard that last week when Duda and I picked Denver.
And it was a clownish pick that happened to turn out well.
They beat
Send in
Kentucky
the clowns.
by 38. They beat Florida.
There was no conviction.
They beat Florida by 23. This is a team that has been running over people quietly.
Well, give me the rest of it.
They beat South Carolina by 10, UAB by 28, Auburn by a touchdown, Vanderbilt by 17, and then here we are.
Right. That's my point.
They are not everybody.
They are not as good as they've been. Missouri's better than Auburn. So we'll see. LSU, Alabama. This one in Alabama. The Tide, a 3.5-point favorite. Jeff.
These college games, I'm feeling good about, at least these first two. I've got Alabama for 7.
Welcome to 2019, folks. Duda.
Alabama's been playing better. I got Bama for 4.
You and Jeff. You know what? You can go out on that rope with Jeff. You know where
the
you're going to
leader.
end? At the bottom of the lake.
Follow the leader.
Max.
Jeff, I swear I picked these long before this started. I have Bama too for 7. LSU isn't what they used
hilarious.
to
I am picking Alabama here for
Why?
5. Because I think they win. They cover. The line's reasonable. The Georgia-Missouri line's not reasonable to me.
Okay. Then Missouri will cover, and you'll come back here, and
I'll gloat.
We'll eat crow, won't we?
Oklahoma State, perhaps the final bedlam. This one in Stillwater. It won't be the final bedlam, but maybe. 5.5-point favorites are the Sooners, coming off their lone loss of the season last week to Kansas. Duda?
Not a fan of this one. Not sure. So I'll take the points. I'll take Oklahoma State for 1.
Max.
OU's going to be angry about losing, so I'm going with OU for 8.
I like OU in this one as well. I think they do rebound, although anything could happen in this game. This is just going to be I can't wait to watch it. Oklahoma for 7. Jeff.
I don't like this game either. So I'm surprised that you like it as much as you do. Oklahoma State, we just talked about how they've beaten the teams that are playing the best in the Big 12. But I've got OSU for 2.
You and Duda again, little kissing in the tree, KISSING.
Well, he's figured it out then.
Just picking the W's, boys. Just happens to be the same as Jeff.
Kansas in aims to face an improving Iowa State team, which started slowly but has turned things around. So much so that they're a 2.5-point home favorite against the Jayhawks. Max.
My inside information told me to take KU, so I did for 2.
Inside information from the biggest KU honk in the world.
Well,
that's not inside information. That's information from a fan. Here's what's going to happen. KU's going to go up to Ames and play another very good football game, and they're going to cover this spread, and I believe that to the point of a 6-point Kansas pick, and I don't need KU Pat to tell me so.
Great. What'd you pick?
Jeff.
What'd you pick?
KU for 6.
God, you're crazy. By the way, these picks are presented by FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook and the official sportsbook of KFH. And I say America's #1 because I've got 1 point on this game. KU hasn't won in Ames for a while. I guess it continues. Iowa State for 1.
That's a gift. Duda?
Here we go again.
Here we are.
Hey, and KU Pat said this is a tough one. He even said
I
this
don't,
is a tough one.
I don't disagree that it's
Going
a tough
into Iowa State, I think they have a little bit of letdown after the OU win. So I got Iowa State for 3.
You're so baffled by Kansas football. It's pathetic.
Is it?
Finally, in the college ranks, Kansas State in Austin to face Texas. Texas a 4.5-point favorite. I'll start with this one. This is the toughest game on the spread. I could see anything happening here. Man, K-State's playing really well. I'm going to pick them to cover, but for only 2. Jeff.
Until this 2-quarterback situation shows that it is not supremely effective, I'm going to ride with the Wildcats. I've got K-State for 5.
Jason Duda.
Yeah, they're playing well. I'm on K-State as well, but only for 2.
Boy, you two joined at the hip.
Have we made all the same picks?
Max.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, K-State I think can cover this 4.5 easily. I got K-State for 6.
That's a tough game. And now we go to the NFL, Seattle and Baltimore, 2 teams that are probably going to be in the playoffs. Baltimore may be the #1 seed. The Ravens, a 5.5-point home favorite. I'll start with this one. I like Baltimore to cover. I think they're a special team, and I like them for 8. Jeff.
Baltimore's fine. I don't know if they're special. Don't they have the same record as Seattle? Seattle's leading their division.
No, they got a better record.
They have 1 loss?
Go ahead and make the pick, please.
Baltimore for 3.
And here's Duda to pick Baltimore.
Well, you're absolutely correct, Bob. I am taking Baltimore, like Baltimore in this. Don't trust Seattle on the road whatsoever. Baltimore for 8.
And what about you, Max?
Yeah, the cross-country trip, but I have the Ravens for 1. I think maybe Seattle can keep it within a field goal.
Well, then why not pick Seattle?
Because I picked the Ravens.
Hey, if Max wins this thing.
Listen, we took a vote. You have to take the Chiefs for the maximum points every week since you jumped
no, I
their
don't.
yes,
I
you
missed
do.
last week.
Jumped their you're on their bandwagon.
Dallas, I do like the Chiefs. Dallas on the road to play the Eagles. This one a 3.5-point game. Philly favored. Jeff, you made the last pick. Duda.
No, you went first. You went first on the Ravens, Bob.
Well, then I got out of order. Jeff, you go first.
I will go first, and I hope Duda and I are aligned here. At least
we'll see.
I will take. This doesn't feel like it's going to be a game. Philly for 8.
You know Duda's going to take Philly.
Philadelphia.
When can't I take Philadelphia? But I'm not gonna.
Really?
What?
I'm not gonna. I think this is gonna be a little different, so I am taking Dallas. I think it's gonna be a close game. I'm not a Dallas fan, but I think they stick this one out. They're gonna be close. It's gonna come down to whoever has the ball last. So I'm taking the points. Taking Dallas for 6.
Max.
Crazy.
Philly's got a great front seven. It's in Philly. Yeah, I'm going Eagles for 4.
Max loves his front sevens.
I do.
Yeah, I like Philadelphia here easily for 9.
Sweet.
So there's where Duda fell
There
off
it
the
is,
wagon.
boys.
Man, I was wondering.
Give me the
I
trophy.
was starting to get worried.
Wait a minute. What's the game? Who's Seattle playing?
Baltimore, you said.
Right. Make sure. Back me up.
I don't know who Seattle's playing.
Help me out.
Well, just a second. Calm down.
I mean, when a guy needs help, it's got to be there immediately.
Why are you?
You need to have some.
Because I got Baltimore written down twice here, and so I've got a mistake, obviously.
Seahawks play the
We've got
Ravens.
Buffalo at Cincinnati.
Oh, that's what it is.
Cincinnati, a 1.5-point favorite. Duda, you start.
I think Cincinnati is going to be the real deal. They look a lot better. Buffalo they look like they're struggling. This is 1.5. This is my 9-pointer. Give me Cincinnati for 9.
Wow. Max.
Yeah, since he's hitting its stride, and for some reason, Buffalo just it's not on it. I'm going to take Cincy for 3, although I do like Josh Allen.
I thought Buffalo recovered pretty well last week and played well, but Cincinnati's on one of those rolls. This is a great game. I've got Cincinnati for 4. Jeff.
Yeah, that's where I am. I think Buffalo's still a tier below the Chiefs and maybe Cincinnati. It would be in that top tier. I know you got Baltimore up there, but Buffalo doesn't do it for me. I've got Cincinnati for 6.
And finally, the early game Sunday from Germany. The Miami Dolphins and Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City coming off its worst performance in a long time, losing to Denver. They're still a 1.5-point favorite against the Dolphins. And we'll let Max start this one.
Ugh, God, I do not like that little imp coach in Miami. But I like Jalen Waddle, and I got Miami for 5.
I'm going to pick the Chiefs to recover, but for only 1. I'm a little skittish, but I still think they got it in them. Jeff.
This one's tough. I put some points on it, but not a ton of conviction here. I will take Miami for 4.
Duda, are you going to make it a clean sweep for the Dolphins, except for my pick?
I think I'm going to have to.
Wow.
I think I got to play Miami here. I think they're going to throw the ball all over the place, and I can't believe I'm saying this with Patrick Mahomes, but I don't know if he can keep up with what they got running on offense right now. So I got Miami for 7.
Miami for 7. This will be a monumental week. When you go to 9 games, it adds some.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points out there.
It goes to 45 points possible,
That's
right?
That's a lot of points out there. We'll see how we.
Pick the same teams as I did. I'd probably end up in first.
Yeah, I'd feel a lot better.
You guys are all going to sink to the bottom. It's my week. I feel it in my bones. Beck Warm joins us from the Wichita Thunder. He is their goalie. Hello, Beck. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So we have Jason Duda with us today. He's a Thunder legend, and we were talking to him about his career and his thoughts about goalies earlier today. And what was the term you used?
Well, they're a little different. They're a little weird. They stand in front of frozen rubber being shot at them at 100 miles an hour. What do you expect?
Do you agree with Jason Duda?
Yeah, there's definitely some that are a little bit off. I like to think of myself as maybe a little bit more normal compared to some, but yeah, you definitely a weird position to choose.
Well, you articulate a lot better than the goalies I played with, Beck, so I'll put you in that category.
Thank you.
I'm going to wait until after the interview to make that determination. Go ahead.
So what, like Jason said, he played goalie as a kid. I'm sure you did too. He got off being a goaltender. Why did you stick? What do you love about that position?
Oh, I think growing up it was just I'm the youngest of three boys, so I was kind of always the one forced to be goalie in road hockey and whatnot, and then just kind of stuck with it, and obviously good things started happening, so yeah, just kind of stuck with it.
Well, Beck, why don't you give us a little rundown? I saw you played in Tri-Cities in the WHL, and then went to the Edmonton Oil Kings there in your last year. Played in the AHL a little while. How'd you end up here in Wichita?
Yeah. Started my pro career in Carolina's organization with Chicago Wolves, and then signed with Buffalo and Rochester last year. Had a good year, and then had the opportunity to sign with the San Jose Barracuda, and then obviously the Thunder, the farm team for them. So just got assigned here, and it's been a good start so far.
Talking with Beck Warm from the Thunder, their goalkeeper, off to a 3-4 start. Tough early season schedule. You've played a red-hot Kansas City Mavericks team quite a bit, and you start a 2-game set tomorrow night in Idaho against a very good team, the Steelheads. What's been your interpretation of your hockey team so far?
Yeah, we're a bit of a younger team, but I think we're just kind of getting used to each other and getting gelled together. I think we've had a bit of a tough schedule to start off, just a lot of volume, a lot of games. But I think we have a really good group of guys, and I think we're starting to kind of gel together and figure it out. And I think we're going to be good this year.
How big was it to take all three last weekend? What did that mean for the team, and what did you see from the team as far as not only it playing well last weekend, but the potential for that kind of thing moving forward?
Yeah, I think it kind of just showed the character we have in the locker room. Obviously, starting off 0-3 isn't the way we wanted, but we just kind of kept our heads down and worked hard that week, and went into the weekend knowing we had to have a good weekend, and ended up winning all three to get back to 500. So I know that we were really happy about it, and it's just about just keep our head down and just putting in the work, and hopefully just keep winning games.
Oh, well, and obviously it's a long season. It's early. You got a lot of new guys. It takes a little while to gel. How is that coming? Locker room good, and obviously I'm going to ask you about Bruce Ramsey, who I actually played with decades ago.
Yeah, no, the locker room's been great so far. It's a really good group of guys. We have a good leadership group. Everyone's gelled together so far really, really nicely. And, Rammer's been awesome. He's obviously an experienced head coach, and it really shows. He's never hitting the panic button. When we started off 0-3, it was just the same message, just keep working, keep just trusting the systems and paying attention to detail. And obviously it worked. And, we're just looking forward to keep going here.
Beck Warm, our guest from the Wichita Thunder, their goalie. So Jason Duda played in an era where every hockey player had a nickname. You just referred to your coach as Rammer, which indicates that maybe that's still the case. You would obviously be referred to as Warmsy by
Warmy.
It'd have to be.
It'd be Beck's.
I like Warmsy better. Do you get referred to as Beck, as Beck Warm, as Warmsy? What do we call you?
Usually it's Warmy. Obviously it's sometimes different from team to team, but Warmy's been kind of the most common one.
There you go, dudes.
There you are. See, I told you. You can always add a Y to it, and we'll be good.
Warmer, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Warmy,
no,
warmer.
Not warmer.
That's pretty good, though, warmer. So where do you see your career as it stands right now? Like you said, you signed with San Jose. I'm sure you want to be up at that level and then even higher than that. How do you feel like you can go about getting there? Or is it just one phone call and I'm there?
Yeah, I think it's just for me, like I think I like to refer to myself as still being young, and especially being a goalie. I think it's just getting games played under my belt and kind of getting that odometer up and just playing no matter what level it's at, and just being ready. Like you said, it's one phone call away, and just always being ready for that chance.
Well, I gotta ask because these two guys have no idea about Canada. They think Toronto and Edmonton you can drive to.
They're pretty close.
So,
or bike.
I just drove through Whistler, which I see that's where that's where is that where you were from, or is that where you were born? And obviously, then I got to go to how much skiing did you do as a kid?
Yeah. I grew up in Whistler. It was awesome. Yeah, a lot of skiing. It was hockey was kind of the second sport until I was 14, 15. Skiing was always first, and then kind of had to make a choice in high school to decide what sport to continue with. So obviously decided hockey, but yeah, skiing was a big part of the childhood.
How come you don't have that accent? I don't know much. Where's Whistler located?
It's in British Columbia. I'm from Alberta, so right there. But I drove. Like I said, I've been back when I was back this summer. I drove through Whistler a couple times.
That accent's so bad. I didn't even understand what he said. How come you don't have an accent?
I don't know. I think I've been living in the States for probably 7-8 years now, so might have got washed away.
There you go.
How did yours get washed away, Bex? Because I've been here for like 28.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not sure then.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know either. Don't worry about it. These guys give everybody a hard time, and I'm usually at the top of the list.
Well, thank you, Beck. I completely appreciate you coming on. I worry for you guys when you have to go far, far away to play. You're going to Idaho. How are you getting to Idaho?
Yeah, we flew. We're here now, so I just had a connection in Denver, and got here, getting all settled in, and looking forward to the game tomorrow.
You
that
guys
upset
flew?
Duda.
You guys flew? That never. What's going on now? Oh man, good for
I
you,
know.
man. Good for you.
We're getting treated like royalty here right now. It's been great.
Well, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Best of luck this weekend.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Wichita Thunder on the road in Idaho.
Steelheads
Face the Steelheads tomorrow night and Saturday. An inauspicious start for the Thunder, but they're getting it going a little bit.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
They're fine.
What's their record?
3-4. Kansas City unbeaten. Idaho with only one loss, and those are the teams they've played the most. So
that makes sense then.
We'll see.
I can't believe they got to fly.
That really, you perked up when you heard that.
Well, we used to have to go up to Canada and play in Ontario, and we took that 23-hour bus to get up there. For crying out loud.
That just sounds awful.
These guys, they just hop on a plane now. What's going on?
You had a little sleeper action on the bus, didn't you?
20 hours on a bus, but you have a sleeper. Trust me, it doesn't count.
Well, I feel bad for you.
No, you don't.
Not a bit. But I see you walking around now, and that's probably part of the reason it's not as easy for you.
That's right.
20 hours on a bus at a time.
Yeah.
That can't be comfortable.
No, if we'd have flew, I'd probably be able to walk up and down those stairs without using the rail.
Did want to mention the passing of Walter Davis, which kind of got lost in the passing of Bob Knight. Walter Davis, one of the great players of his era for Dean Smith at North Carolina. It's tough to see those kinds of losses.
Phoenix Suns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 6.
There you
I
go.
don't remember my number. But I remember his.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Thanks for listening today, everybody. It'll be yours truly and Jason Duda on tomorrow. Ryan Fagan, baseball writer for the Sporting News. Joanna Chadwick among our guests. We'll see you then.